You're probably not getting that blessing yet because it's just not time for you to receive it. And just because you don't get it right now, it doesn't mean that it's a denial. It could just simply mean that it's just not the time or the season for you to receive it. Maybe you've been praying for a wife or for a husband, and because God knows you more than you know yourself, because he created you and he's all knowing and he sees before us, maybe he's just like, I'm not going to give you that right now because you have lust issues that you need to work on. Or maybe you're asking him for a husband or for a wife because you just want the body lay next to you at night, but you don't really want the marriage. You don't really want everything that comes with the marriage, even the bad, even the trials, even the disagreements. You don't really want to deal with that. You just want the fairy tale. You just want the cute pictures on Instagram, but you don't really want the marriage. You see what I'm saying? So maybe God is like, no. Sometimes God says no, right? Just flat out no. Lord, I want a husband right now. I want a wife right now. No. And maybe he just wants you to work on yourself a little bit longer. Maybe he just wants you to focus on your relationship with him. Maybe he just wants you to focus on your education, focus on your ministry, focus on your gifts, focus on your children, right? Maybe he's just saying right now it's just not the season. Again, it doesn't mean that it's a denial. It could just mean right now you're just not ready for it. So are you still going to praise him even though he tells you no? Are you still going to give him the glory even when he tells you no? Because that's a whole nother thing too. Do you only want to give him the glory when he gives you blessings? Is that the only time you want to acknowledge him? Like I mentioned, he knows you more than you know yourself. He knows everything that's going on in your heart. You don't have to wait until you get a big blessing in order to acknowledge him, in order to give him glory, in order to give him thanks and praise, right? You're waiting for that big blessing to happen in order for you to really glorify God and acknowledge him. Meanwhile, another reason why you're probably not getting those blessings yet is because you take certain things in your life right now for granted. You might have things in your life right now that God has blessed you with, and you might consider it small, so you're not giving him the thanks and the glory for it. You're waiting for something huge, something big to happen, right? Meanwhile, he's like, hey, listen, I blessed you with so many different things, and you have yet to give me thanks for it. You have yet to give me glory for it. You're taking it for granted. So acknowledge the small stuff too, right? Small, not necessarily small, because no matter what God gives you, it's big. It's big, right? So celebrate those small wins too. Celebrate the things that he gives you. Some of the things that we take for granted on a daily basis, myself included. You got clothes on your back, give him thanks. You got shoes on your feet, give him thanks. You got a roof over your head, give him thanks. Your children are healthy, you're healthy, you got a vehicle that takes you to point A to point B. If you got a job, give him thanks. Especially in a time like this where there's mass layoffs happening, don't take those things for granted, okay? You may consider those things small, but to somebody else, those things are huge blessings. To somebody else who don't have those things are considered huge. So don't forget that. So before you go to God and start begging him for blessings, remember the things that he has done for you. And if your prayer life just consists of you asking God for things, asking him to do things for you just so you can receive and receive, make this prayer, okay? I challenge you to do this prayer. Ask him if you're ready to receive the blessings that you're begging him for. Make that prayer. Ask him if you're prepared to receive those blessings and wait for the answer. Okay, wait for the answer, because sometimes we're asking for things not knowing that we're just truly not ready to receive it. And sometimes God is like, I'm telling you no, because if I give you certain blessings right now, you're going to ruin it and mess it up. And sometimes we feel like, well, I deserve this on my timing. But our timing is not God's timing, and his timing is perfect. So listen, learn how to give thanks for some of the things that you may take for granted on a daily basis. And maybe God is just testing your faith. Maybe he sees that you don't really want a relationship with him. You just want him for what he can do for you. That might be a whole different video. You just want him for what he can do for you.